Hello everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another week of my cross-stitching progress journey, whatever you want to call it. So if you are new to my channel, what I will be doing is every day this week I will be spinning an app on my phone called Spin the Wheel. It will pick my project for the day, and the projects that are on the wheel are projects that I have goals for because I set yearly goals at the beginning of the year. I divided up the amount of stitches I need to do on each project to meet my goal, and then every month I am trying to meet a certain stitch goal for each project so that I can meet my goals for the year. So that is what I will be doing, and this video will be slightly longer. Normally I try and have my videos start on a Monday and then end on Friday, and on Friday I would spin for the entire weekend, but because Friday would be the 29th of March, I am actually going to extend the video by a few days, and it probably won't be out until Monday of next week because I would really like this video to have all of March in it. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because I also calculated this morning how many stitches I need to do to meet my goals for March, and it's going to be really tight. Like, I would have to do a lot of stitching to meet the goals, but it's not an impossible amount of stitching, it's just a lot. So that's what this week is going to be. It's going to be like really just me kind of pushing to see if I can meet these goals, because there are goals left on 4 of my projects, and I know for sure that one of them I will be able to meet, but we'll see. So first I'm going to show you what I got done, and then I'll talk more about the numbers on what I need to do in this next week to try and actually accomplish the goals that are left. So the first project I will show is Autumn Harmony. It's artwork by Maxine Gadd, charted by Maxine Gadd, and this is a project where I have went back to stitching on it daily. So it used to be on my wheel where I would possibly pick it for a daily project, but last year I was stitching on it doing 200 stitches a day, and I feel like that is a much better way for me to work on this piece because it is full cross. It does take me a little bit longer if I try and do like 700 or 800 stitches a day, which is kind of my goal, is to try and do like 700 or 800 stitches between my 2 projects that I'm working on now. And then that way I can meet my monthly goals. So she would take a lot longer to do like 700 or 800 stitches in a day, but 200 stitches is possible, and then I can work on something else at night that kind of goes a little bit quicker. So anyways, here she is. I did my daily stitching on her over the weekend, and I am now in the bottom corner. So I think I did some filling up here, and then I was filling in this section right over here. And now all that's left is this bottom corner. This is the bottom row of the chart, so I have hit the bottom with the 814 because I am stitching this one Extreme Cross Country by Color right now, starting with the red. I was not originally stitching it Extreme Cross Country by Color. When I first started the chart, I started in the middle because I wanted to see her face first, because this was a company I had never stitched one of their charts before. So I really wanted to see the face, and so I did the face, I did some of around her face, and then this year I decided to try Extreme Cross Country on her, which is where I am right now. And this month I might be able to get the red finished. I technically only need to do another 1,000 stitches to meet my goal, and there are technically, I think, 1,200-ish stitches left of the 814. I don't remember exactly what. So I would technically need to do a little bit more than my goal to finish the 814, but I think it'll be worth it because I would really like to start next month off fresh, where I can either pick a new color to do Extreme Cross Country, or I was kind of thinking about going back and forth. So like I did Extreme Cross Country on her for the last, I think, 2 months working on the 814, so then I could take a month off and then go back up to the top. Hold on, I'm gonna move the Q snap right now. So at the top of the chart, I had been stitching filling in, and so I might do like a month where I go back to stitching across the top row, filling in the blocks, and then just kind of go back and forth because I am going to be working on her a lot this year, so I kind of want to like make things interesting, you know, switch things up on her so that I don't get bored of working on just one piece for a long time. So that's Autumn Harmony. Then the next one is Kita. Kita is artwork by Hannah Alexander, charted by Pinky the Pink. And on this one, I think I did 800 stitches on her this weekend, and I technically need to do 1,800 to meet my goal on her for the month, so I still need to do another 1,000 stitches. But, oh, okay, so I technically had moved the hoop. So I had talked before that in my last video where I wanted to finish the handle of this little spear thing down here. I need to take it out of the hoop. It's gotta happen. I was going to leave it in the hoop because I only have 3 projects left on the wheel, so I figure any project that's out right now is going to be picked during this week. So I was just like, I'll leave it on the hoop so that it's ready, but I need to move it so that you can see what I did. So I finished the handle on her little spear. I did not do the back stitching, but this part here was a pain in the butt. So you can't even really tell. So part of me is like, was the effort worth it? This color here, DMC Metallic, and it wasn't just DMC Metallic, it was a blend of 2 different DMC Metallics. So it was DMC Metallic 747, a light blue, and then 168, which I think is a light gray. So yeah, it was blends of metallics, and it's like DMC Metallics are the worst. And so this part of the spear up here, it was supposed to be metallics, and I switched it and used DMC Etoile instead. And so I was tempted to do that down here, but because it was a blend, and there is not a DMC Etoile that is really similar to DMC 747, because that's like a really lighter blue, and all the other Etoiles are more of a darker blue. So I was just like, because the color would not be the same, I will do the blend. And it was not fun. DMC Metallics, they just don't, I think part of it too is I think I need a different size needle. All of my needles are size 26 because it's just what I have preferred, but I really think a size 24 would have been better because the metallic kept getting stuck and snagging in the eye of the needle because it was tight, like a tight squeeze. And so I think a bigger needle would have helped to keep it from like fraying, because the ends of the thread where they kept like getting stuck in the eye, they would start like kind of falling apart because the metallic is like this weird, it has like a weird plasticky thing in it, and sometimes you can break part of like the nylon piece or whatever's in it, and then it just kind of starts falling apart. So that's what kept happening. I kept having to use short lengths. I do have beeswax that I will run metallics through to try and like make them lay nicer, because sometimes the different strands will kind of want to like pull apart, but I think I just need bigger needles. So I need to get some size 24s and see if that helps, because there is more metallic in her, I think. So I worked on that area. I finished that, and then I decided that I would get to go back up and stitch more in this area. I don't think I have a before picture of what she looked like before, but I filled in this section of her dress in this color, and then I started bringing down some of the other sections a little bit, and that's what happened. So this is a 28 count fabric, 2/2 full cross, and I am loving this. So my goal for her this year, if you are new and don't know, is I actually would like to get her finished this year. I have been saying that for the past like 3+ years. Every year I'm like, this is the year she gets finished. But for reals, I need her finished so that I can start a different Pinky the Pink design, because I have Link and I have Zelda and I have fabric for both of those ones. So I need her out of the way so I can start a new one. So that's the plan. So I still need to do another 1,000 stitches on her this week though, so we'll see what happens. And then the one that I got the most amount of progress on is the Heaven and Earth Design Stitch Along, which it's no longer available to join. And I am doing Merry Mushroom Village Picnic number 3. And I was just working on a couple colors, so I can kind of fly through a couple colors if I am doing tent stitch, which I am on this one. And so here is where it is now. I think I did like 1,200 stitches on this chart in one day, because I was working on all the pinks and the wings. And so I almost finished one of the pinks. I think there's still like 20 colors, but they're up here, so I didn't want to count that far. And then I almost finished one of the other pinks too, but there are also, again, more colors up here, like a very small amount. And then I just kept picking different pinks that are in the wing. There is a thread that's hanging down. And I just kept picking more pinks in the wing and then filling them in. So the fairy wings are getting very close to being almost done on this section. And it was pretty easy, quick stitching, so that was fun. So this is a 28 count, 2/1 tent stitch. My tent stitch, I tend to just do a half cross, so basically just like the bottom half of your stitch is what my tent stitch is. And yeah, I don't tend to do like try and do basket weave or anything. I've seen videos of people doing basket weave and it's not something that I have caught on to, and I feel like it would be really hard with the amount of confetti that's in a chart to try and do basket weave in a full coverage cross stitch piece like this. So anyways, this still needs another 800 stitches to meet my goal. My goal for the month is to do 5,145 stitches. And if I do that many stitches, it means that this would get finished by the end of the year, except I already missed February. So I technically need to recalculate things and figure out how many extra stitches I should be doing a month if I really want to actually get this finished in December. But that is something I need to do later, not now. So that was all of my progress. Talking about numbers, so the pieces that are left, all these projects I just showed still need to get stitches. This one needs 800, Merry Mushroom Village. Kita needs 1,000. Autumn Harmony still needs 1,000, but because I'm doing 200 stitches on her every day, that will be easy to meet that goal on that. I should have that finished by the end of the week. And then this chart here, Little Gamer, I am supposed to do 2,500 stitches on this chart a month to meet my goal of doing 30,000 stitches on it this year. I have not picked it at all, or I guess the wheel hasn't picked it at all this month, so I'm going to have to try and do those 2,000 stitches this week, and we will see what happens. But that's part of why I am extending the video past Friday, because I know that there is no way I could meet all these goals by the 29th, so I'm going to keep updating throughout the weekend, and we'll see what I can get done. So that is what I will be doing this week, and I am still going to spin the wheel even though there's only 3 projects, and we will see what gets picked for me to work on today. So here is my wheel. And I finally got Little Gamer. That is very exciting because it needed to be worked on, so I will show that. I actually have a picture because this was a kit from Gecko Rouge. So this is what Little Gamer looks like. It is artwork by Medusa Dollmaker. Medusa Dollmaker is not on the Gecko Rouge website anymore, but she sells charts on Etsy, and there's also another website. I will link it down below. I think the website is Folk Tales or something, and she actually has a lot more cross-stitch pieces available now on her other website. So I know that this chart is on there. The only difference is someone, I think, left a comment that the background on the Medusa Dollmaker Etsy one isn't blue, it is white. Which I don't really think that's a negative, because I realized after I started this, there are 20,000 stitches, I think, of the blue in the background. If I knew that, I most likely would have stitched it on a blue fabric. But I didn't realize at the time. I was just like, when you order the kit, you get the pre-gridded fabric, the Zweigart 28 count gridded fabric. So I was just like, oh, you know, this came with it, started on it, and then I realized that the whole background is basically one color except for the stars. So if you get it from her shop, you could always just stitch it on a nice dyed fabric, and then you would get a colorful background without having to stitch all of that blue, because that blue is going to be unpleasant. I do think I will stitch it because I wasn't sure if I was going to stitch the blue background or not, but I think what I'll do is I'm going to save the blue for later and then eventually try and get the outline of it, and then that can be something that's just filled in without looking at the pattern. So I'll stitch everything else, stitch the outline of where the blue should end, and then, you know, just take time throughout the course of like maybe next year to just stitch chunks of blue, which will be not that fun, but it's fine. So now let's get to Little Gamer, where I'm at. Here's where I am. I started the chart stitching with I think I started here with the mushroomy guy because I started in the middle, and then I went over to Mario and stitched Mario, and then I decided at the beginning of the year to start stitching it Extreme Cross Country, and I did the black. And I also have finished, I think, one of the colors that's in like the keyboard and the outline. I think it's like a dark brown maybe. And then I think I've been working on a different dark gray or something. And so I think I might keep going Extreme Cross Country by color, but I'm also not sure if I'm going to just start filling things in, but we will see what I end up doing. So there is Little Gamer. So I'll be working on this today and Autumn Harmony. And I think that's almost it. Talking about goals a little bit though. So this year I am clearly focusing more on trying to reach goals. I know that it's not something for everyone. And even like the last few years, I made goals and I never stuck to them. But this year I'm really trying because I feel like I'm actually making more progress that I can see. I feel like sometimes I was just stitching on so many different things that I felt like I was never really getting anywhere on things. And so now this year I actually feel like some of my larger things are moving along at a better pace, and so I'm enjoying that. But I have been thinking about next year, and I kind of think that for next year I'm going to change things a little bit. And I still plan on having goals on a couple projects. So Autumn Harmony, my goal is to finish her next year. So I'm doing a lot of stitching on her this year, and then I will carry that into next year to hopefully get her finished. But I think I am going to have less goals for everything else. All right, there's going to probably be a weird edit there, and it's because I started coughing, and I'm most likely just gonna edit that out because you don't want to see me just like choking. So anyways, so for next year I am going to just have kind of bigger yearly goals on a couple projects. So Autumn Harmony, I think I want to try and get Little Gamer finished next year because I think the stitch count is under 60,000 stitches, and this year I'm trying to do 30,000. And so then next year I would like to do the rest of it because most of it's going to be that stinking blue color. And so then hopefully I could get that finished and then have a Gecko Rouge finished, because right now I am stitching, I think 3 Gecko Rouge kits. I don't even remember. I think I have 3 Gecko Rouge that I've started, and I have 1 that I have not started. So I would really like to kind of move some of these Gecko Rouge kits through, I would like to get some of them off of my whip list. And so I think that I will just have a couple big goals. And then what I'm thinking for next year is not to do as many big yearly goals, but then to just do quarterly goals and divide the year up into 4 different sections. And then at the beginning of each section, pick some charts that I have been wanting to work on, and then like set goals for those charts. But that way it will give me more flexibility to change things throughout the year if, you know, there's something that I all of a sudden really want to stitch. And it also gives more room for new starts. So like if something comes out and I want to stitch it, right now I'm kind of having to try and like squeeze it in, you know? Whereas if I just do quarterly goals, then I could just be like, oh, next quarter I'm going to put this new start into my goals, and then it will give me more time to focus and change things as I want to. But then I'll also still have a couple things that are like the yearly focus pieces. And so I think that's might be what I do next year, and just give myself a little more like flexibility to change things up throughout the year. But I'm still not sure yet, because I mean it's still so early in 2024. But I saw someone else talking about like making plans for next year, and it just got me thinking. So I think that is all that I have for this video, and so I will be back tomorrow to show what I get done on, which was the front and which is the back on Little Gamer. And here is Little Gamer after 900 stitches. I decided to not work cross country on this chart because I didn't want to have to move the hoop around, and most of the colors that are left are kind of spread out. So like the darker colors are mostly outlines that go like all the way to the top, so I would have had to move the hoop, and I didn't want to do that. So I focused my 900 stitches on this keyboard, and I was just filling in all these different shades of brown. I did not realize there was so many browns in the keyboard, but it's mostly browns. And so I still need to do 1,600 stitches on this chart to meet my goal, but it's fine. I'm going to work on it. So I did that, and then I also worked on Autumn Harmony yesterday, and I did 250 stitches. Whoa, I just dropped a chart. Right in this area here, so this whoop, I think it was like this side. I'm kind of working in columns going over this way, because for some reason I'm really liking to work like up and down in strips. It's just been working out easily so far. And so that is what I got done on Autumn Harmony. And then I also calculated more for my goals. Where is it? Over here, to figure out how much I need to do on each project still, plus how many total stitches there are, and so how many stitches should I be doing in a day. So I did all that calculations, and I actually had felt really good yesterday. Like I did 900 stitches on this one because this is tent stitch. Tent stitch goes quicker. Like I saw a comment one time where someone said that they don't think tent stitch is actually quicker, but as someone who does both, I almost never get 900 stitches in on a night if I'm working on a full cross piece, but when I'm doing tent stitch, it's possible. When I was working on one of the Stardew Valley charts, when I got close to the end, because okay, when I get close to the end of a chart, I will not do anything else. I will just want to stitch it and get it finished. So there was one day on the Stardew Valley charts where I think I did like 2,000 stitches in a day. It was the most stitches I had ever done in a day. I would never want to do that many stitches in a day ever again, but it was possible because it was 10 stitch. So anyways, I'm really hoping that because I have 2 projects that are 10 stitch that I have a better chance of meeting the goals. I did the calculations. I was feeling good about it yesterday. Like if this was a boss in a video game, I would be like, this boss, the health is low. I need to get my final blow in and then it's fine. And then I woke up this morning and my younger 2 kids, they are in elementary school. They are in 3rd and 4th grade. So like they're still at the age where elementary school is just full of germs. It's just the way it is. They are almost every month there is something. And so like this year, I know they sent an email out once about like hand, foot, and mouth, which luckily we didn't get. They sent an email out that there was strep throat, which we did not get that either. And then recently it has been pink eye and my kids woke up with red, crusty eyes. So I am scared. That is why I'm wearing glasses. I normally wear contacts, but I was like, if there's a chance that I might get pink eye, I do not want to have to try and pull a contact out of my eye if it starts to get irritated or anything. So I'm being safe with my glasses and they are going to the doctor later today. And so now I'm just a little scared that if I get something that I won't be able to stitch as much if I can't see very well, you know, because you get crusty and goopy and it might not be the best for stitching. So I'm a little scared. We will see what happens. And I feel kind of like in video games, going back to video games, when the boss gets low on health, you're like, oh, I got one more like blow and then he's dead. And then all of a sudden he like turns into like a massive like huge monster that's 1,000 times bigger than he was, and all of a sudden he can like kill you with one blow. Like that's the way I'm feeling right now. Like the goal has just had like a big challenge thrown at it where it's like it was almost done, I was almost there, but now the boss is better. He's stronger than me. And so yeah, that's kind of the way I'm feeling now. Is we will see. There's a challenge in the way now of the goal, but I'm still going for it. So total stitches, I need to do 4,300 stitches this week to try and meet this goal by the end of the month, because that's my thing, is I want to have it finished by March. And technically Easter is on the last day of March, and as long as everyone is like healthy and not contagious, we have to see like, you know, what the doctor says and if anyone else catches anything. But as long as the kids are like fine, I would be at my parents' house on Easter. Which means I wouldn't be stitching on Easter. So I really need to have these goals done by Saturday to try and like be done. So that takes away one day from March, but so I figured out how many stitches I need to do a day. It's gonna be rough though. So I know what I need to do. I just need to spin the wheel now, pick my project for the day, and then try and get stitching. So I will spin the wheel now. Here is the wheel. I'm really hoping for a 10 stitch project just so it goes faster, but no, it is Kita. So Kita, I still need to do, how many stitches on her? 1,000, I think. So that probably won't be like a one-day thing. I think I would need 2 days to be able to get 1,000 stitches in. And I will be back to working on her dress now that the little spear thing is done. So I'll be working in this section. I'm not sure yet how I want to stitch this section though, because when I was doing the sides, it was easy to pick one color and then just keep going down and switching. But right in here, there's a lot more color changes and smaller sections, so I kind of haven't decided how I should tackle that yet. And there's also a lot of areas that are left blank for beads, so there's a lot more like skipped stitches and then like a lot of like 1/4 and 3/4 stitches, which it's also kind of hard to mark off. So in Pattern Keeper, it doesn't fully support like 3/4 and 1/4 stitches. So they show up on there, I can see the box, but I don't usually mark the box off because you can't mark off like part of a box. So I usually just leave that box not marked so that I can still see the color that needs to go in next to it. And then I can mark it off once all the stitches are done in that section, if that makes sense. And so it kind of makes my stitch count slightly inaccurate because there will be like sections where I can't mark off where like an edge is because it's all 1/4, 3/4 partial stitches. So it kind of makes my stitch count feel wrong and makes it take a little bit longer sometimes to actually get to the stitches that I need for the day. But anyways, that is what I'll be working on. And then one last thing I was going to talk about, because I just saw about it today, is I saw someone on Thread Geeks, I think, Facebook group, ask about Matt Stewart. Apparently Matt Stewart is not with HAED anymore. And I didn't hear about it anywhere, and then apparently it was just announced in their Facebook group, and it was something where they basically just said it was effective immediately. They did not give people a chance to buy the charts, which is kind of disappointing because Matt Stewart is the person who had like the Lord of the Rings artwork. So I have Eternal Promise from him. I know that there was some other pieces. I can't remember the names of them, and I can't look them up right now because it's not on HAED anymore, obviously. But yeah, I was just wondering, has anyone else heard anything about what happened? Because I am not in the Facebook group anymore. I also don't even know if I left it or if I was removed. But I just know I'm not in it. And I know that I have had comments that were removed in the group before. Which, no, I didn't say anything terrible. A lot of the times when my comments were deleted, I will say it. I will spill the tea. It's not even tea. But I had comments that were removed, and it was usually more because I was saying what Michelle had said, and she didn't want people saying it anymore. So like when there was the 08-09 issue, she had given away all those free charts, and she had originally posted it saying like you can share anywhere with anyone, and so people were sharing the charts. Then she deleted that comment that where she had said that, and a bunch of people were like, oh my god, they're sharing your charts in this other Facebook group, I'm gonna report them for like, you know, copyright and stuff. And so I had posted the thing where Michelle had said that you could share anywhere with anyone, and then my thing was deleted because they were like, Michelle has deleted her comment, so it can't be here anymore. And so it's like, I was only saying it. I wasn't saying that people should still share it, because if she decided she didn't want them shared, that is fine to take that stance. But she needed to make another statement saying, please don't share the charts, because now people were confused. There was people who had seen that you could share it, and there was people who hadn't seen that. And so there was like these two groups of people that were kind of arguing, but we couldn't actually say like, oh, Michelle said this, because Michelle had deleted it, and so we couldn't post that she had said it anymore. And it was, I don't know. So there was that. And then there was also a time where someone had purchased mini Santa's Workshop from Thomas Kincaid, and they were worried. They put the mock-up, or they put it into Pattern Keeper, and they said the mock-up was blurry, and they just wanted to know if anyone had stitched it, because, you know, to see how it looks. So I had searched in the group mini Santa's Workshop because I was trying to see if anyone had posted pictures, you know, because that was like the best part of their Facebook group, is that you can see other people's artwork just by searching the title, and you just, you know, you can see pictures of what things will look like. I did not find any pictures of anyone stitching, but I did find a thing of when Michelle had released those charts. She had said that she would not be releasing Santa's Workshop as a mini because you couldn't get enough detail. It would be too blurry. And so all I had posted to that person, I was just like, I'm not sure what changed, but I know she originally said that she wouldn't release it as a mini because it was too blurry, and then I linked to her post where she had said it, because I know that you cannot post screenshots in the group. It's like a big thing. So I didn't screenshot it. I posted a link to her thing, and then my comment was deleted. So it was just kind of like, apparently you should not ever repeat what Michelle says in the group, because I don't know why. So that's all I know. I'm not in the group, and I also don't follow them anymore on Instagram, so I don't know if they posted anything to Instagram, but I just know that Matt Stewart's not there. And it's strange that they didn't give people time to buy the charts, because normally you get like a weekend or a week or something. And I know that there was one other artist who left under like kind of similar circumstances, and they had posted to our cross stitch, so Reddit cross stitch. There was like a whole thing where people were not happy with HAED, and they posted about it on the R cross stitch group. And one of the artists went onto there and posted that there are many artists who are not happy with HAED over AI. They are not happy that apparently HAED has had artwork that they have not charted for like years or months, and so they're not happy about that. And so I guess there's been a few artists who have left, and Michelle, this is what artists are claiming. So there's two sides, obviously. There's some artists who are saying that they have left because of like the AI and not being charted issue, whereas she's like releasing tons of AI artwork, so she could be charting the artist artwork, but she is choosing to chart AI instead. And so they were not happy about that. And then also, and then Michelle, though, is basically trying to blame it on other things. So she's trying to give other reasons on why they're being retired. And so, yeah, there's just drama. Anyways, and so this artist, I can't remember the artist's name, but I can link the cross stitch group and like the link to where all this stuff happened. The artist pretty much said that they had decided to retire with HAED and go somewhere else, and that they gave HAED a week to continue to sell their charts so that people could still get them before they were retired, and that instead they just took all of their stuff off the website. They didn't make an announcement in the Facebook group. That artist was just kind of like deleted from HAED because they decided to leave. And so yeah, I don't know what happened with Matt Stewart. I don't know if it was like a similar thing, like if he was not happy, if HAED was not happy. I don't know who wasn't happy, but I was just curious because some of these artists have been there for so long and they have so much artwork that even if they move to other companies, it's going to take so long for all of their stuff to be back up, you know, because obviously it takes time to get these charts up. So yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it's just kind of sad and disappointing. And it's part of why I want to do this stitch along for HAED and get it finished, is I want the free charts because I don't think I would buy charts from them again, knowing now like that the artists aren't really very happy there. And I also kind of question how many artists will be left at the end of the year, because I really feel like they're kind of dropping like flies. And like it also makes me question too, like, because we're supposed to get the reward charts at the end of the year. So if you finish 4 pages, you are supposed to get all the other charts in the stitch along. What if some of the other artists end up not being there? And so are they just going to keep replacing the reward charts with AI charts? Like, I don't know. That's all that I have, though. That was probably a lot of talking. A lot of people might not even care about the HAED stuff because obviously HAED is not something everyone stitches. There's a lot of people who don't stitch like full coverages. I just figure it's more of an interesting topic for people who are actually into full coverage cross stitch. But I need to get to stitching because I need to meet these goals. So I'll be working on Kita, and I will be back tomorrow to show my progress on her. And here is Kita after 250 stitches, I think. That was all I did last night. Last night was not a great stitching day. I did, like I said, 250 stitches on her. So I was working on filling in this color here, and then also some of the colors up into this section of her legs. This dress part is going to take forever because there are a ton of color changes and there are a ton of blends. So blends just take slightly longer because I don't do loop start with blends, because you can tie them together and make a knot and then do a loop start like that, but I usually will just do a pin stitch instead or something like that. And it just takes slightly longer than a loop start. So there's Kita, and she still needs another like 800 stitches. She has 800 stitches now, so it's progress. And then Autumn Harmony, I did 180 stitches on Autumn Harmony, and I was working on filling in this area because I think there's like a gap here. So I had been working here before, and then I went up here because there's a gap, and then the rest of the stitches of 814 are in this section. And there are only, I have Pattern Keeper open, there's 732 stitches left of 814. So that will be finished this week. It has to happen. I am ready for that color to be done. So that's hopefully gonna happen. So I have this little, it's very messy notes. Like, people would probably be like, what? I have notes of how many stitches I have left to reach my goals for the month. So yesterday I had to do 4,303 stitches left for like the week, the entire week. And I got that number down to 3,866. And yeah, like I said, it's just like the messiest little scribbles. No. Anyone else would look at this and be like, what the heck are you doing? But it's like, I understand this somehow. So that's what I'm doing, is I just need to keep getting that number down. I'll try every day to like just be like, oh, now this is what I'm at, and see if we can actually meet the goal, or if I will still have some stitches left at the end of the month. We will see. So that is where I'm at. I have the wheel. I will get ready to spin the wheel. And what will it be? We have Little Gamer, which still needs, hold on, let's look at my messy notes. Where's Little Gamer? Did I not even write? Okay, I did. So it still needs, these are messy notes, 1,600 stitches, I think. That doesn't sound right. Hold on, let me get a calculator. Clear minus, yeah, 1,554 stitches left on Little Gamer. So that is what I'll be working on tonight. Hopefully I can do a good chunk, because the last time that I worked on this chart, I was able to do like 900 stitches that night. So fingers crossed that because this is 10th stitch, that I will just knock out a ton of stitches. I'll most likely be working on this keyboard again, so I'll be back tomorrow to update everyone on how many stitches I managed to get done on this tonight. And here is Little Gamer after receiving like 1,300 stitches, which means the goal is officially met. So I am super excited. So last night I was stitching on this, and I was just really trying to meet the goal of, I think it still needed like 1,550 stitches. So I was just stitching and stitching and stitching, and I was just like, I need to do this. I was determined. And so last night I was able to get to 1,290 stitches. And then when I woke up this morning, I don't normally stitch right away in the morning, but I woke up this morning and I was like, I am so close to meeting the goal on this that I will just do another 200-300 stitches. And I ended up getting 301 stitches done. The goal is officially met, and now I can check this off in Notion. So I am really excited to have this done. I feel like things are looking up, things are improving, and I am very close now to meeting my goals. It's also nice because the red eyes are clearing, and so far no one else has got it. My eyes are marked safe for another day, at least right now. So yeah, I'm excited. I have a goal met, and I can check it off in Notion. So I was going to pull out the Notion app. I will leave the link down below for Notion if you aren't aware. It's a cross stitch. There's a cross stitch template you can purchase. I cannot remember who it is from. And basically you can put all your whips in, and then every day after you stitch you can put in your stitching numbers. And then there's also some other features. So I like to make a task list for the month. And so here's my little task list for March. And I can check off, which one am I checking off again? Little Gamer, where is that? I'm trying to read this like backwards. And I'm also trying to make sure, there we go, Little Gamer's checked off. So that's done. I'm excited. I also feel like it's possible for me to meet the other goals now, because let's go to Autumn Harmony. I was working on Autumn Harmony yesterday doing my 200 stitches, and here it is right now. I did 230 stitches yesterday on Autumn Harmony, and I ended it where I ended it yesterday because I have exactly 500 stitches left of the 814. So my plan is, today is Thursday, my plan is I will do 250 stitches today, 250 stitches tomorrow, and then the goal will be met on her hopefully tomorrow. And then that will just leave the Kita and the HAED stitch along. So Kita still needs 800, the HAED stitch along I think also needs 800, so I'm really hoping that between today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I can manage to meet these two goals, because Saturday I won't even have to do Autumn Harmony. Autumn Harmony will be done. That was kind of rude to toss her to the side like that, but Autumn Harmony will be done, so that means that I can just focus on these two. I'm really excited now. So I will spin the wheel. I need to take Little Gamer off to pick my project for today. Take off Little Gamer. That is done. Now there's just two little projects on there. Look at this little wheel now. So we will spin it. And we have the HAED stitch along. So I just need to do 800 stitches. It's 10 stitches. I think I can do it because, like I said, yesterday I somehow managed to do almost 1,300 stitches. So here's the HAED stitch along. That is what I will be working on today, trying to get 800 stitches done on this. So I am almost thinking that if I can meet my goals and have them done on Saturday, that there will still technically be one day in March left, which is Easter, which I won't have a ton of stitching time, but I am almost thinking about starting the one cozy winter book nook chart from Pain Free Crafts that I had bought like earlier in the month, 1 or 2 videos ago. I don't remember what, but I have ordered the fabric. The fabric right now is still not here, but it is in Seattle, which means that it should be here hopefully by tomorrow or Saturday. So I could technically start that chart Sunday if I have all my little goals met, and a little reward for myself. And it's Easter, you know, a little Easter new start. I don't know, just a thought. It just popped into my head like this morning, because originally I did not think the fabric would be here until later next week, which also next week is spring break for my kids, so I don't know what's going to happen stitching wise and recording wise, because I don't know what we're doing. I have no idea what is going to happen, but I need to go. Oh, I was also going to mention knitting. I haven't talked about knitting because I figured that because I'm just working on the body of the sweater, I will show it when I finish the body, because the body is just going to be just rows and rows of knitting until I finish it. And then I also did not have a ton of knitting time this week because my kids did not all go to school. So I only was doing one school pickup, and my oldest son's school, I don't have to wait as long. I usually end up waiting a lot longer at the elementary school. And so because I wasn't doing the elementary school pickup, I haven't really knit that much. So that's where that is. But I will now go and get started on the HAED stitch along and hopefully get my 800 stitches done on this today. And here is the HAED stitch along after 800 stitches, which means I have another goal met, which I was excited about. So I was focusing on filling in more of this top section. I did some areas around the cupcake, and then I was working more this way into like these reds and trying to work my way over to like the other corner kind of. And I kind of want to get to like the other corner of the release, because so that I can figure out exactly how wide this is going to be, and then I can start filling in down as I go, because that's just the way that I like to work on charts. So this goal is met though, so I have checked this off in Notion. I was really excited about that. And I have another goal that I have already met, so I'm really excited. So yesterday on Autumn Harmony, I did 250 stitches, which meant that there was only 250 stitches left of the 814. And so this morning I woke up and I just started stitching, because I was like, I want to finish the 814. And so the 814 is now done. So another goal done. Autumn Harmony has her full amount of stitches in for this month. And this was the section that I was finishing filling in. I finished all the stitching down here. And then the dreaded thing happened. So I had marked off all the stitches down here after I stitched them, and it was still showing that there was one stitch of 814 somewhere. So I had to like zoom out in the pattern and look for the one highlighted stitch that I had missed, and it turns out that I had missed a stitch up here. Right here, there is one little red stitch that I had missed. So I had to go back, I had to get a piece of thread, and then I had to do this one stitch here and then do a pin stitch next to it to anchor it, because otherwise there was nothing else to like end the thread through. So that is done. There was a thread hanging off. So it's done. And also I was really happy because my calculations on how much floss I would need to finish the 814 was fairly accurate. So I had said that I would need about 2 skeins plus possibly a little bit extra. So I had pulled out 2 more skeins and I had cut them and put them onto my floss card. Here we go. Here's my floss card. And here's where the 814 was. I used the very last piece of 814 doing the last stitch up here. So I used exactly 2 skeins of 814. I did not end up needing a little partial skein or anything like that, so it's just 2 skeins. So I was happy that my calculations were close, so that means that I know when I go to do other colors how much that I will need. So, and then also I was going to take her off so we can see all of her now that she has all the 814 done. It might be kind of hard to try and get her fully into frame, but I will try my best. So, hold on. I will see if I can zoom out a little bit more and see if that will help or not. Otherwise, I'll just try and like insert a picture of her. But yeah, so the 814 is fully done. A lot of it was in the bottom though. So there we go. There's the bottom. And there she is. So far this year, I don't know the exact number, but I have been doing about 5,000 stitches on her a month. So I've been doing that for 3 months. That means that so far this year, she has gotten, I think, roughly 15,000 stitches in on her, which is very exciting to see more progress happening. And I also noticed when I was stitching yesterday that she is officially over 60,000 stitches finished, which is actually only 34% of the chart, which was kind of depressing that it's not more. But the whole chart is 177,000 stitches, so this, like I said, this is about 60,000 stitches right here, and I love it. I'm so excited. And that means, though, that I don't have to stitch on her for the next couple days because I met my goal on her for this month. So that means that today is Friday, I have the rest of Friday, Saturday, and then whatever stitching time I get Sunday because it's Easter. I don't know how much that will be, but I still need to work on Kita. So Kita is the only goal that I have not met yet this month, so I will be focusing on her tonight and hoping to get it done tonight or tomorrow because I still have to do 800 stitches. So she will be my focus piece, and then I'm not sure yet if I will do my new start on the Cozy Winter Book Nook, or I was also thinking that about, instead of doing a new start, about working on the Festive Frosted Pumpkin Cottage by Witchy Stitcher, because if I work on that extra, I would really like to get it finished. There's only 2,000 stitches left, so I was thinking try and get the Witchy Stitcher chart finished, and then I could start the Cozy Winter Book Nook, and then that could replace the Festive Frosted Pumpkin Cottage on my spin the wheel for the monthly spins. So I'm just throwing around ideas. I'm still not sure yet what I want to do. Do the new start right away, or if I want to wait, try and finish the Witchy Stitcher chart and then have a new start, because like that logically makes more sense, because then I will actually have time every month built in to get stitching time on the Cozy Winter Book Nook. Otherwise, I would be starting it and then probably wouldn't have very much time to stitch on it. One other thing that I had been thinking though is I do not know when the next 24 hours of cross stitch weekend is, but I almost thought about if I waited and started the Cozy Winter Book Nook on the next 24 hours of cross stitch weekend, and then if I just gave myself a weekend, 24 hours over a weekend to just do as much as I want. But I haven't decided yet. I still have a lot of ideas because I feel like that's one thing that crafters do, is we are very good at coming up with ideas. We are sometimes less good about, following through on the ideas, but I'm trying. Anyways, I am going to go back to stitching. I hope you all are having a good week and have a good weekend, but this video will not be going up yet. So I'm going to try and get Kita, the goal met on Kita first, and then I'll put the video out. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with this goal almost met, but we will see. And here is Kita after getting the last 800 stitches. It is now Saturday, so I did stitching on her yesterday, Friday, and I only did like 250 stitches. And then so today I did the rest of my stitches and I got her finished. So I was working more on the dress, just filling in all this area here. And then I also realized that my stitch counts are slightly off. I have less cross stitches to do than I originally thought, because in Pattern Keeper, all these empty spaces here, these are all beads. The bead is a black square in Pattern Keeper, and I realized that there are like 1,400 stitches assigned to that bead color, and so that means less cross stitch for me to do, which means I should get to the beading and back stitch portion quicker than I thought, because there's going to be a ton of beads apparently. So there's Kita. The goal is met, which means I have now met all of my goals for March. I almost forgot what month it is. So now I need to decide if I'm going to work on a new start, which is Cozy Winter Book Nook, because the fabric came yesterday. It's huge. It's a full yard. It's 39 by like 55, I think was what the little tag on it said. So yeah, it's a huge piece of fabric. So I'm either gonna have a new start or keep working on Festive Frosted Pumpkin Cottage. And my daughter is going to be spinning the wheel to pick what I end up doing. All right, are you ready? Right there. And we have, what is that?
Cozy New Start.
So I will be starting Cozy Winter Book Nook on my giant piece of 25 count fabric. I think I'm doing 2/1 tent stitch just because it's quicker. I consider doing 1/1 full cross, but I do not want to spend that amount of time doing full cross. So that is what I'll be doing. I'm going to end my video here though so that it can go up. These last couple days of March will be in my next video, but I met all my goals. That was really what I wanted to do, is have all of my goals be met in this video. My kids are on spring break as of now, which means that I don't think I will be doing daily videos in the first little bit of April. I am not sure how I will be recording my progress. We'll see what I end up doing, but I'll be back hopefully next week with another update video, and I will see you all then. I hope you all are having a good spring, or what season is everyone else going into? Is everyone else going into fall? I think a good spring or a good fall wherever you are. I hope you have a good Easter if you celebrate it, and I will see you all next time. Bye!